Hello everyone and welcome back to Limpopo Conservation Park. Yes, it has been 3 years since we have built in this park. I just checked it. It was October 2021, the last episode of this Limpopo Conservation Park. But we are back, and with the release of the Zookeeper pack, I started another habitat over here in this park. So if you don't know Limpopo, it was a project that I started with the release of the Africa pack, which was a long time ago. I think that is one of the best Planet Zoo packs ever released, in my opinion. A lot of great stuff in there, a lot of nice animals in there, and I remember that was the white rhino, I think. Yeah, I think that was one of the animals in the pack. Which I started with in this park, and the idea was that this was like a care center for these rhinos, and there was a zoo built around it, and yeah, a lot of plans. Yeah, but I stopped building in it. I didn't really have any inspiration. I didn't have the right pieces for the builds I wanted to do. But I think after 3 years, a lot of DLCs, I think we are good to go again in Limpopo, and this is one of the projects that I want to finish even before, well, not before the release of Planet Coaster 2, of course. We're never gonna make that, but I think this is one of the projects that I would like to be finished within the next year or so. But it's I always enjoyed building in this place. I don't think a lot of people will still remember it, but yeah, there's a playlist on the channel, of course. Yeah, it was 3 years ago, so I think I got a little bit better in the game, and you will probably see the difference with the new area and the old areas. But I'm also thinking about revamping the old areas a little bit. I have some plans for the habitat that is behind this one, but you will see that later on in the video. But of course, there's a new Planet Zoo pack, and we are gonna build for the baboons today. And yes, in the Limpopo there aren't any monkeys yet in this park, and I thought it was time to add an entire area full of monkeys from Africa, and I think there are quite a lot of them in the game, so I think we can build a nice little area. And then I also have plans to add the African leopard to this park, and I think I might also do lions, and that's gonna be more or less it. I also need to build an entrance, which is very important, which is also gonna be an exit, so that's good. So yeah, a lot of plans, and I really hope I can get back into this place. But I really enjoyed building this enclosure, although it does look like another episode of a rock placing simulator. There's gonna be 12,000 rocks in this area, because I was inspired by the enclosure that is in Singapore Zoo, I think. It's like a one big giant rock facade, and there's a lot of baboons running around in it, and I think it really looked nice, and I think it looks fitting for Limpopo as well. I'm really focusing on the guest view in this enclosure today. I have like 3 viewing spots, which is this is one of them, and I was really focusing on the view on the habitat with the tree, how it looks. Guest perspective is playing a big role in this build today. I also wanted to have like a really close view to the or like a close up to the animals, which I'm building right over here. So there will be only glass separating the guests from the animals, but we will come back to that part later on. Here's a little thing I'm building. I'm stealing this from Caesar in the Valby City Zoo episodes. But I thought it was time to make my own little blueprint of small rocks, which you can place all around the place. Will make it look nice. I wasn't happy with it in the first try, so I'm adding some smaller rocks, and now it looks nice. And if you place it all around the place, it just adds a little bit more detail to the build. Yeah. So if you're watching this, I think this is the day of the release of the Planet Zoo Zookeeper pack, which is probably the last DLC that is being released for this game, which is, of course, yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more pieces, of course, but I think I'm gonna I'm gonna look into some mods. When I was doing around research on this, I did see videos from Leaf, and he had like complete new rock sets, and I'm really hoping that someone made like good logs which are climbable. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I think with the last DLC, I think it's time to start looking into some more mods for this game to make it interesting again. And every time you install a mod, it feels like you have a free DLC. So it's gonna be another journey. I already using some mods like the free build one, and there's another thing for the pathing, so you can edit the terrain around the path while you are that's the thing. If you are not using any mods, you can try to move the terrain around the path. That is horrible, because within a 5-meter range you can't do anything. That's not what you want, so you want to edit the terrain around it. So I'm using that one, and some path, some extra paths, so it looks a little bit different. That's the only thing I'm using right now. So I will look into that, and you will probably see it in Limpopo as well, because that's a nice thing. In Limpopo, it's not a collaboration project, so I can just do whatever I want, and the other guys don't have to install anything or any mods or whatsoever. So yeah, the viewing area, I'm building it right now. Of course, more rocks, but I wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting, so I'm adding these beams, and I will also add a glass roof to it. These faux rocks, I sometimes I love them, sometimes I hate them. I wish we had a little bit more of them, some smaller ones, some with a little bit less texture on it. It's still not the rocks that you actually see in a zoo, and I'm trying my best, but it's just not there yet. So I'm really hoping with the mods that there's something in there that I can use, and which actually looks like the real thing in real life. A lot of rocks today. How many times did I say rocks again already? Yeah, also plants. Yes, it will make it look more interesting. I'm using the new pieces for the fence, by the way. There's some new beam pieces. There weren't a lot of new pieces in the game. If you want to see the new pieces, make sure to check out Caesar's channel. He probably did like an overview of the new pieces. Unfortunately, I didn't have time for it. I was actually a day late with the release of this video, because I thought that the NDA dropped on Tuesday, but it didn't. So it was on Monday, and it's Monday right now while I'm recording this. So a bit late, but I still hope you guys enjoy this little video. And if you do, and you're watching, if you are enjoying this, make sure you to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of Planet Zoo content on the channel, and if you're new, make sure to check that one out. And I'm just getting back into content creation, and of course we will also play a lot of Planet Coaster 2 within a few weeks on the channel. Make sure to subscribe, and also like the video. That will help me out a lot. In the meantime, I placed more rocks, and some trees. I'm working on the water on the other side. I'm really happy with the color that I chose for the water, because right now it looks stupid. Then beam, yes, it looks much better. Even more rocks. Also in this episode, we will only do the outside area of the enclosure. That was already quite a lot of work. And then on the next episode, probably we will do the indoor area for these animals, but it was quite a big project. So otherwise this would have been like a 20-25 minute episode, and I think that's going to be a little bit too long for a speed build. So I'm splitting it up into 2 episodes, and as you can already guess, I'm placing more rocks. So there will be one big rock thing in the middle, and the baboons will be able to use the entire thing, so they will be able to climb on top of it, over it, behind it, not underneath, but you get what I mean. There's a random waterfall over there, by the way, and I will remove it later on. And maybe I will edit back later. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I like it, yes or no. Maybe it looks too artificial. And I'm always having trouble incorporating this into the build. I do like the waterfall. I like how it looks, but the piece itself is really difficult to blend into some kind of rock facade. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet about it, but we will see. Also, this was a struggle. I really wanted to have a nice view for the guests from this side as well. I'm really looking for some new pieces, and I really tried different things like climbing frames, trees, everything, and then I ended up with, of course, more of these broken log trees. And as I already said, I wish we had more of these which were climbable. You always see this in a zoo. There's like these log, it's not these straight beams or anything that they use for like climbing frames. No, it's like logs and that kind of stuff, and we won't really have that in the game, and it's probably not coming anymore, which I don't like. Yeah, sad moment. But yeah, these pieces are nice. These new, yeah, I'm not sure what they are. Wooden beam, yeah, and then the little rope pieces. That's why I'm using them. I think it looks nice, and it fits for a Limpopo as well. Yeah, what else do I have to tell you? There's more grass. Also, this buffalo grass. I'm really happy that we got this piece. And I think if I place it all around Limpopo, it will already look much different, and it will look much better. So yeah, the entire area, you can see I already made a little layout. I want to add the, what do they call, the mandrills, I think. And there will be some other small primates. I probably won't do like chimpanzees or gorillas or something like that. I think that's too big of a project, but I wanted to add the smaller primates. I'm extending the river over here, and I want to incorporate it into the habitat on the back. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's like the gazelles and zebras and stuff, and I want to make sure that it also reaches that area. Also the rock wall on the back of the enclosure, also a bit of an experiment. Try to make it look artificial, how it actually looks in a zoo. This would be a wall because it's in the back of the enclosure. Make sure that the baboons can't climb it, so it will be completely straight on the bottom, and then on the top there will be more rocks to make sure that they won't be able to climb it. And I think because it's in the back of the enclosure, it doesn't have to look perfect. But I was actually really happy with how this turned out, and I think it looks like an actual thing that you will find in a zoo. But yeah, this is almost the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of the comeback of Limpopo Conservation Park. I hope you guys liked the end result. I'm gonna speak to you guys in the next episode of Limpopo Conservation Park. Yes, bye bye.